What brings you out here tonight? Why is tonight's event so special?
Well, I work with youth quite a bit now, and I have some friends. Bob Taylor was one of them, and he asked if I and Tom Kimbrough asked if there was an opportunity for me to come up to Fort Wayne and talk to Big Brothers Big Sisters. And I've worked with them on other projects, and so I thought it was a terrific opportunity. I happen to be I'm a big fan of Fort Wayne. I have to say hi. Julie Inskeep is a friend of mine too, so I'll say hi to her and her dad. So it was an opportunity for me to come share. One of the things I had to learn, and I learned late in life, was more of the civic side of myself. And working with young people. I come from an educated background. My parents are educators. So my education is to share my experience, how I've grown, how I try to give hand up, and that kind of thing. And being able to talk here in Fort Wayne about Big Brothers Big Sisters was a terrific opportunity.
I guess just for people coming out here tonight, what are you hoping that they gain from the experience?
I think for the most part, I think what I hope they get is the terrific opportunity to do some mentoring. You got a lot of people out here who, though we're out of 08, they're struggling. But you got young people, when we struggle for a year, so we start doing that a couple, 3 years, we're through generations, and they really, and direction and guidance is really important. And from an adult standpoint, to be able to give that to the littles, I think is most important.
Switching gears real quick, the Pacer season recently came to an end. I know that you watch them very closely. Where do you think the future of this franchise is? They exceeded expectations this year. How well are they set up for the future?
Well, I think the future is bright. Having talked with Larry and spent a lot of time with him, particularly as we were in Miami, I thought we would be maybe the 5th or 6th seed. And to get to the 3rd seed in the East and the 5th in the league was way ahead of schedule. But I think what he's done has been remarkable in this sense, but it has to be tempered. Got a nice young team. David West gives it a little seasoning, and now you have to start to take another look at what pieces do you add to get you to the next step. And as I talked with him actually just yesterday, the bench has to be stronger. So you look at adding some bench parts, trying to make sure you can keep Roy Hibbert, George Hill, and Danny, and Paul George is starting to grow. So the future is bright. The only guy we have that is near 30 for the most part is David West. So when you have a fairly young nucleus and they grow together, as you have to do in our market, you have a good opportunity.
Your alma mater getting a lot of hype going into next season. Just is it nice to see Hoosier basketball back on the national map?
It is. It's nice, and I feel particularly for the fans and those who've been, these are legacy fans for years, and the support they've given the university to see that happen, to see the kids as the team and the kids in school to be able to enjoy this. I think it's terrific to see the school headed in the right direction. They'll have a challenge because now you're #1 and you're hunted. Now you'll see how much fun it is and see what you can do with it.
News came out yesterday that a second round of talks between IU and Kentucky broke down as far as continuing that men's basketball series. What are your thoughts on that?
They'll be 3rd or 4th. I think they'll figure it out. I mean, I know Kentucky just got something with North Carolina, but I think the Indiana-Kentucky, because it's a borderline, really a kind of a border state situation, it makes it to me much more compelling than North Carolina, who has a similar history. So I think it's more like when than if that happens.